Hi Blue Hawk fans, welcome back to your on-campus interview. I'm here with Athletic Director and Head Football Coach Pete Stanton. I'll have you introduce yourself.
Pete Stanton, Athletic Director and Football Coach at Dickinson State.
Perfect. All right, so we'll get started. Dickinson State recently won the Commissioner's Cup. So can you tell us a little bit about how that's measured and how you're feeling about getting that?
Yeah, it's a great accomplishment for our program, and to be able to do that 2 years in a row. And basically what they do is they take all the teams, whatever the team is, if it's volleyball, basketball, golf, and all the teams that play sports, and then they just rank on how you finished either in the regular season and in the postseason. They have a formula for that, and encompasses all the programs at Dickinson State, and they add them all up, and whoever's program had finished the most successful across all sports wins that cup. And we were able to do that again for the second year in a row, so that was a great tribute to our coaches and our teams.
Yes, and you also won NSAA Athletic Director of the Year. That was pretty exciting. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I think that's just part of having good teams. We have a great bunch of coaches and that are great to work with, and they do a outstanding job of leading the team. So it makes my job easy as an athletic director to be able to work with those outstanding coaches that we have. And then, of course, the most important thing is the over 400 outstanding student athletes that we have at Dickinson State. This year, actually, we reached the 450 mark for student athletes at Dickinson State, which is the highest number we've ever had.
That's a great accomplishment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
What really motivated you to pursue a career and become an athletic director?
Well, it first started more just teaching and coaching. I was around sports growing up. My dad was a coach and a teacher. My mom was in education, and then my dad got into administration. So I wasn't particularly, on the side of the athletic director part. It was more the teaching and coaching part of it. And then I was asked to step in 2017 in the athletic director portion of it, and that's where really I got the start in the athletic director side of it. It's a lot of things to it, and really the only way it works is to have outstanding coaches that also understand that I could coach another sport, and then having Coach Fleury as the associate athletic director to be able to handle the many things that take place in the fall when football is going on, and then Coach McCarville and other coaches help out on game day management and things like that, and it just makes it we make it work. I think sometimes people don't understand all the work that goes into getting ready for a game or a match, and all the moving parts, and so it takes a lot of people. So really the success of our department is all the people that are doing those behind the scene things that people don't see.
Yeah, for sure. What is your outlook for sports this year at DSU? Not only fall, but also winter and spring.
Well, I think it's obviously gotten off to a very, very good start. I mean, with all of our teams, I think the golf teams are off to a great start, and have good teams on both sides. Our men's and women's cross country teams were conference champions last year and have a lot of returners as well. Volleyball was only able to get one win last year. Already we have 3, and we've defeated a nationally ranked team in volleyball, and have been very close to other couple of nationally ranked teams. So I think we're really on the right track there in volleyball, and football being off to a 2-0 start. So I think the fall has been really great. I think we're obviously the winter and spring is yet to come. We have a lot of athletes back in our winter sports and both our wrestling programs. We just started women's wrestling a couple of years ago, and both the men's and women's wrestling programs have 40, and our basketball teams are on track to do really well this year, have a lot of returners on both the women's and men's side, and then the spring sports tracks and softball both won conference championships last year. Baseball's hosting the conference tournament again this year, so I think lots of fun things to look forward to this year.
We are moving conferences to the Frontier Conference next fall, so can you tell everybody a little bit about that switch?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great change for Dickinson State, and I was really happy to see the other schools in the conference join us. If it wouldn't have been the case, then it would have been a little bit tougher, because we were in the Frontier Conference at one time, but we were the only one from the Dakotas that were in the conference. Now that we'll have Mayville State and Valley City and Dakota State and Bellevue joining us, it's going to be a really good deal. We're going to be right in the center of it, and we're thinking that BSC, Bismarck State, is also going to be transitioning into this conference. So it's really going to give us a lot more stability. You know, if you look at some of the sports, we were getting down there in the numbers, and it was hard to find non-conference games, and now we're going to be looking at, you know, looking at a basketball schedule and having 12 basketball teams and 14 football teams, and golf and cross country, having more teams and a bigger conference meet. I think it's really going to bring a lot of stability, and I think it's going to bring in some of those rivals. You know, we recruit a lot of student athletes from Montana, you know, and Wyoming, and now those athletes and their families are going to be back in Montana playing games and contests, and it's going to be a challenge because it's a great conference. But I think it's the main thing is that'll be taking place starting next year. I think it's going to be an exciting thing because if you look at it, we're going to be Dickinson's going to be right in the middle of it, and it's going to be a lot more home games in volleyball and basketball than we've had in the past. So a lot of really exciting things to look forward to.
Yeah, and we asked this in all the interviews on campus. So what does being a Blue Hawk mean to you?
Well, I think it's something that's really I've been a part of really since the 1980s as a student athlete here, and then to be able to come back here 25 years ago, and I think it's just the culture of our campus and the culture of the town, the Dickinson and surrounding communities that give so much support to Dickinson State and Dickinson State athletics. And I think there's just a lot of pride. You know, it's just a really special place to be a part of. I think the students and the different programs get behind each other and they support each other, and we have a community that really is second to none. If you go to the games and events and things that happen, the other communities in the NAI just don't get the support that Dickinson State gets, and that just says a lot about the region. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's just it's great to be a part of. And the other thing is having over 400 student athletes is great, but then having the athletic programs, you know, be over a 3.0 GPA combined. So I think the community knows that our student athletes are doing the right thing, not only on the field and on the course and on the court, but they know that they're doing the right things in the classroom and off the field, and like that makes it easy, and that's what a lot of people, including myself, are proud of.
For sure. Thank you so much, Pete, for doing an on-campus interview. We're excited to see where football and all of the sports go this year. So thank you so much. And now to
Wow, what a great interview with head coach and athletic director Peter Stanton. My name is Xander Beeson. I am your in-studio Hawk Talk host, and I am with a very special guest. I'll have you introduce yourself.
Ty Orton, DSU Heritage Foundation, and currently acting president of Dickinson State University.
Very nice. Obviously, like you just said, you stepped into the role of the acting DSU president over the summer. What was that process like, and how are you enjoying your new job?
That is a process that over the years, I think I've kind of titled myself as a person who wants to help and fix, and that was kind of how this came about. Needed somebody to step in during that time when everybody was a little trying to figure out what happened after President Easton retired, and they need a little bit of time in order to get everything in order so that they can find the next person to come in and be our next president. So they asked me, and I was willing to help out for a little bit, and that's kind of how it worked.
I know. I remember exactly where it was. I was sitting on my couch on Instagram when I saw the news. I thought about texting you, but I think you have my number blocked or something. But
I do, yeah.
It's fine. So how do your new responsibilities as acting president mesh with your other job as the executive director of the foundation? Is it too much overlap? Are you still able to get everything done that you want done, or how does that work?
Yeah, I think that's a sharp question. That's a question that a lot of people a lot of people ask is. But the one thing with a university president and a foundation director, they're talking to the donors. They're the ones that are out and about. So the overlap actually is beneficial because now, instead of having two people in the room and having the president in the room and the director, now I just be that one person. I don't have to look
Exactly.
at 2 different schedules. So that's helped out quite a bit. That's something that is there, you know, but there's such a big role in the president's side too, making sure that you're working with the cabinet, making sure you're working with the faculty and staff, and handling some of the situations and the day-to-day. So we have a great staff at the foundation. I mean, everybody knows that the foundation is doing well now, but we can't relax there either.
Yeah.
Dickinson State is important to Dickinson and Western North Dakota and our alums. We got to make sure that we continue to build our foundation in order to be stronger and stronger.
Great answer. Great question. Great answer. So obviously at this point of the year, we're, I believe, 3rd week, 4th week of classes here at DSU. There's going to be a lot of talk about the new incoming freshmen, advice for them, how to get through college. But something I wanted to ask you is that we have a whole class of seniors who are on their way out, who may be stepping in the real world for the first time. What advice would you have for them when they start, once they get that diploma and they get their first job for the first time?
Well, first of all, go to the freshmen.
Yeah.
Freshmen, make sure you go do things, meet people, go out and have fun. If you don't feel like going, make yourself go, and you're going to actually have a great time. Life will get so much better because you'll meet so many people and you'll just experience. That is how you have stories that you can tell for the rest of your life, not by sitting and not going outside of your comfort zone. And that's kind of the same thing for the seniors.
Yeah.
Go out and do things that are totally outside of your comfort zone. Make sure that you're continuing to grow mentally, spiritually. Bring yourself to, I mean, just like I told the faculty and staff at our Welcome Back Week, bring yourself to tears, you know, daily, and it brings so much in there. Make yourself laugh, bring yourself so much happiness, and make others happy. But the only way to do that is to try new things. If you feel like you don't want to do something, that's probably a sign that maybe this is really good for you. You know, it's really easy to sit back and look at your phone and say, well, I'm just going to sit here and scroll and just not maybe work out today or not take the dog out. These are things that I do every day. So that's how I know. But once you say, okay, I'm going to get it done and go do it, that's what life is built around. That is what is making everybody understand. Now I have a story. I mean, I can tell you story after story after story about things where I almost didn't go to, and now it turns out to a phenomenal story.
Yeah.
You know, you continue to do those things. So that's the best advice I can give to the seniors, because it's tough out there. How are you going to separate yourself? First of all, you know, you went to a great university.
Yeah.
You found a strong education. Now, how are you going to take that education and truly use it to become better in this world? Not just say, I got a degree. No, you get out there and you do things. You make yourself special.
Yeah.
You're already special, but now show everybody else how special you are. And that's not by sitting back and letting somebody else tell you what to do. Go out there and do what you want to do. Make an impact every single day in the world, and that's the special thing that I think that Dickinson State starts to build with individuals, because we're small enough that people have the ability to step outside of their comfort zone, and that's what they need to do.
You're good at this. We need you on Hawk Talk more. Here's the funny question for you.
All right.
If the entire world stopped sneezing, everyone, all 7 billion people, no one sneezed ever again,
Okay.
how long would it take you to notice?
Probably fairly quickly, because they sneeze all the time. So I would be constant. It was just I would notice quickly.
We've been asking this question around football practice. You know, I'm not practicing right now. I don't know if the camera can see it, but I am in a knee brace right now. I'm just the vibes guy at practice now. So I go around and I ask these funny questions. I don't think there's a lot of people that they would never notice.
You know who would notice is my family, because I sneeze so loud and it's just like vibrant so much that the dog leaves the room because he's scared. and they would say, oh, well, he didn't sneeze today. The dog's still in the room, so it's all good.
That's good. What are you looking forward to most for the 2024-25 school year here at DSU?
You know, I think it's I've always been kind of a day-to-day person. You know, you always have long-term goals. You always have goals you want to accomplish, but just the day. Wake up and what's on target today? You know, if you sit there and it's your knee, you could sit back and say, well, I don't have this, or I don't have this, I don't have this. No, what can I do today to get better? You know, how can I go around and see the students? How can I go around and see the faculty and staff today, and let them brighten my day? That's something that I think I look at. So for the whole year, that could change next week.
Yeah. But
you know, when you wake up in today and you say, hey, I want to know what's going on today, and That's what I look forward to, is what's going to happen today, what's going to happen to make my day and somebody else's day better, or how are you going to handle a challenge? You're handling a challenge right now with your knee. We have so many other students that are handling other challenges. We have people watching this that have their own challenges. How are you going to handle that in order to get through it and be successful? That's what I look forward to.
I think you should get into the motivational speaking business. Once you're done being DSU president and Mr. DSU, I think you get into the motivational speaking. Last question, obviously you've been on Hawk Talk before, so you've probably answered this, but what does DSU mean to you? So you can give a different answer than you did before.
And once again, it's just like what I just said. It's going to be different because at that time in my life, DSU was different. Now it's a different time in my life. What does DSU mean to me? DSU means something for them to even say, hey, we want you to step into this role to help out. I mean, we have tremendous people at the cabinet level. Dr. Grolke works extremely hard. Dr. Dong, Les Weistock, they do so much for this university, and sometimes it's not noticed.
Yeah.
But then you go back and you look at what the faculty and staff do, and constantly there for our students and push our students. And sometimes the students don't like it. Well, boy, that teacher was so mean to me. And then you go, why? Well, they told me I had an answer wrong. That's what you want. That's school. Yeah. That's education in order to see that stuff. So what does DSU mean to me? I think it's one of those things where you get to take a step back. DSU is a small university. DSU is something that's important to the city of Dickinson, but it's also a community within a community that has accepted my family, my kids, accepted me for who I am, because maybe some people don't want to accept that. And they brought us in and made something special, and it's something that you can pass on to the students, something that you can pass on to the faculty. DSU goes through hard times. The thing is, so does everybody. Yeah. People hear about it because that's what's in our community. If we were in a university in West Virginia, or a university town in West Virginia, you'd hear about that university. We hear about that. That's great. We hear about our troubles. The great thing is, hear how we're getting through them. Yeah. Because we're always going to get through them. We're going to push through it, or we're going to fix the mistake that was made to get us in that spot. But we have to make sure that we go step by step in order to fix those things. So DSU is a special place. It is fun. I get to know students. I get to work with students all the time, and through the foundation, that's how you and I get to know each other. And you help me. Hopefully, I get to help you once in a while. But just watching the students walk in and have fun and enjoy life and say, hey, because I remember what college meant to me. I want them to have the same experience and enjoy life and walk away and say, Dickinson State's a special place. Not because of May Hall, not because of the BAC, because of the people. Dickinson is a special place because of the people. It's not because of what we have in town. It's not because of the weather that everybody loves. It's because of the people here that makes Dickinson and Dickinson State so good. So that's what Dickinson and DSU means to me.
All right, you're putting in an early bid for Interview of the Year. I hope you know that. It's our first one, but I think that was really good. So I would like to thank you for coming on. Hope to we'll probably have you on again at some point in the year.
Anytime.
We'll see you guys next week, and as always, Hawks are up. Hey, what's up, Blue Hawk fans? My name is Xander Beeson, and I'm here with your weekly recap. Baseball played 2 games against Mayville last week. They unfortunately lost both of those, but they will try to bounce back with an away game against Jamestown on the 27th. Cross country just had a meet in Medora. The men took 2nd and the women took 5th, so congrats to them. Golf was in Carrington, North Dakota for their meet. The men took 4th and the women took 2nd, breaking the school record for the 2nd time this year. So congrats to them, all of our lady golfers. Volleyball has a home game against Dakota State on the 27th, so make sure you show up to that and boo on the lesser DSU. And then they're back at it again on the 28th with another home game against Bellevue. Football's coming off their bye week of playing against Jamestown for the first time in 7 years, so make sure you come to that, come enjoy the tailgate and watch some good time football if you're not at that volleyball game. And then the rodeo has their Blue Hawk Stampede this weekend. They have rodeos on both the 27th and the 28th, I believe both at 6 o'clock. So if you're free, come support our rodeo team. They do a great job. That's everything from me, and as always, Hawks are up.